Our lives are like a race. Sometimes it can feel like a leisurely jog, other times like a grueling marathon. The trials and temptations of life can start to weigh us down, causing us to grow weary and consider giving up. But the Bible offers hope. Hebrews chapter 12 says, "Let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God." This verse was written to encourage Christians, not that they will be spared from the trials and temptations of life, but that they can endure by focusing on Jesus. He is the one who establishes, sustains, and brings to perfection the believer's faith. By waiting on the Lord through prayer and studying the Bible, the Christian can renew their strength. They can run the race of life and not grow weary. But what about the non-Christian? Jesus invites you to begin running your race for him. To admit you're a sinner that falls short of God's glory. To believe that Jesus is God's Son, who endured the cross as a sacrifice for sin and rose again defeating death. To confess Christ as Lord and commit your life to him. When we look to Jesus, we look to the one seated at God's right hand. We look to the ascended King who rules over all things. So the next time trials come into your life, will you look to Jesus and run the race in his strength? Or will you ignore him and continue growing weary under your own strength? How will you run your race?